Mindful Life Practice community.
So we're going to start our practice in a seated meditation. Just turn that off. So you can bring your body to a crisscross. I'm up on a cushion. It's up to you how you want to position yourself to feel most comfortable. I like to be up on a cushion because it has a little bit of a lift through the pelvis and it helps me kind of lengthen my spine. Then relax your shoulders down the back. And decide what you would like to do with your palms. It can be face down for some groundedness. They can be face up for some openness. And then take some deep breaths in and out through the nose, just filling the lungs and the chest with air. So our practice tonight, it is themed around the story of Hanuman. And this is a story about faith and love and devotion. And there's a reminder in the story about how connected we are to others. How our actions can lead to improving the lives of ourselves and the people around us. So you might want to create an intention tonight around feeling connected. Maybe I am connected. Connected to my body. Connected to my breath. Connected to the people that I'm sharing this practice with. There's also a bit of courage involved when we take on these deep or challenging poses. So maybe I am courageous works as well. Take a couple rounds of breath seated as you are. And we're gently just going to warm up the spine. So take an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And then when you exhale, just land your right palm alongside your right hip and then inhale, reach up and then stretch your left arm over towards the right. Nice. Let's just lift all the way up through center. And then land your left palm and reach over towards the right. Lift all the way back up, reach through your arms, inhale, and then rotate over towards the right shoulder, gazing over the right shoulder, lengthening through the spine. And then take a big breath in, lengthen both arms up. And then can you rotate the other way? So over the left shoulder. Then we're gonna come all the way back up through center and just take a big inhale. Take both palms into your heart center. And then let's lift off of this pillow, if you're sitting on a pillow or whatever you're sitting on, and just come to lengthen out your legs. So the first pose that we're going to take today is going to be a caterpillar pose. And so you might have your pillow on top of your legs and just bring your body to dangle forward. And maybe stacking, like it might be nice to put a block underneath the forehead if it feels like it's a far reach. And then slowly just let yourself kind of hinge forward and get heavy. Nice, and we're gonna stay in this forward fold for a total of 3 minutes. So the story of Hanuman. Hanuman is one of the ancient figures from yoga. And he is the servant of Rama. He's a symbol of courage. He has a muscular body and a monkey head. You often see him pictured carrying a mountain. And this is symbolic of his strength. This is symbolic of his tenacity. Hanuman was Rama's faithful companion. And his purpose was to serve. To give without return. Service is a reminder of our interconnectedness with others. right? How each of our actions, it can lead to a higher quality of life for ourselves and for those we're in service to. We're staying here for a few more breaths. And then we're just going to make our way rolling up off of the props. You can slide the props to the side. And then we're just going to stay with our legs extended. This is staff pose. I never do this pose. I think this would fall under one of my least favorite poses category. We're just going to stay in staff pose for a few breaths, neutralizing the spine. And the next pose that we're going to make our way towards is saddle pose, which we did the other day in class. So there's a few variations of this that you can do. I'm going to turn like this just so you can see me. So you can always just sit like this if it's a lot to take your feet wide. The other option is to have your knees together and take your feet wide and just sit your bottom in between your heels. And if that is quite a bit as well, you can place your block just underneath your bottom and lift your bottom a little bit. And then if you are like me and my quads are a bit more spacious, I am going to take my feet wide, sit the bottom down, and then slowly start to bring the back body down. And you might prop yourself up on a pillow or bring your spine all the way down. So just choose a bunch of different variations there. I want you to choose one that is sustainable for 3 minutes total. And I'll just check to see what time we're at, 8:18. Actually, I was thinking the other day, I have a bunch of sand timers in my classroom. The only one I ever really use is the 10-minute timer. When I tell the kids they have to be quiet for 10 minutes. And then I flip the timer and they all watch it. I was thinking of bringing home one of those 3-minute sand timers to help me keep track of the timing in these yin poses better. Anyway, so while we're in this pose, I'm going to carry on telling you the story of Hanuman. So in the story of Hanuman, all of the monkeys gather at the bottom of India. And they discuss how they're going to save Sita, who's been abducted, for Rama. So Sita and Rama are married. And Sita has been kidnapped and Sita has been taken to Sri Lanka. And part of rescuing Sita is going to mean that someone is going to need to jump all the way from the bottom of India to the top of Sri Lanka. And Hanuman is super powered, right? Hanuman is the son of the wind god Vayu and the shapeshifter monkey Anjane, right? And so he's super powered and he's capable of making this jump. but he's forgotten his powers. And so the monkeys gather together and they remind him of what he's capable of. And he remembers what he's forgotten and he starts to trust and have faith. And Hanuman doesn't even, doubt doing this because he has such a connection and friendship with Rama. He ends up making this jump in a single leap. So Hanuman pose, Hanumanasana, it's our hamstring opening pose. And we're working on the hip flexors, we're working on the quads, we're working on the hamstrings. I think I kept you longer there for 3 minutes. I think I kept you for 4 minutes. Nice perseverance and patience. When you're ready, just start to make your way up out of it. And then let's uncross the legs again and bring them out. And then again, come into our neutral pose, which is going to be staff pose tonight. So we opened the hamstrings. We worked on making the quads a bit more receptive. Now we're going to move into the hip flexors. So when you're ready, just coming out of that staff pose, we are going to be on the knee. I don't usually use cushion for my knee, but I happen to have a blanket nearby. We're going to be on the knee for 3 minutes on each side. So if you want to put a blanket underneath the left knee, go ahead. And then it's going to be the right foot that's going to step forward. And we're going to use both of our blocks here and frame the foot and just lightly rest our hands on the block. And then maybe over time, you just want to walk the hands a little bit further back so you can lengthen your heart a little bit upwards. That's going to target the stretch a little deeper into the hip flexors. Just play around with your angle until you find the right fit. And again, we'll take this pose for 3 minutes on one side and then 3 minutes on the next. So there's a Sanskrit word, shraddha. And it's faith in what you can't see. It's a belief and an understanding that there is a higher plan laid out for our lives. So just like Hanuman, sometimes we lose belief in ourselves. When we're confronted, when we don't have the answers. Just imagine what we could do if if we met all of the uncertainty in our lives with belief, with belief in our potential, with trust in ourselves, trust in our capabilities. Our difficulties, our doubts, they would melt away. Remembering that within us lies all the tools, all of the skills, all of the heart to strengthen our convictions. Stay there for one more round of breath. And then we're going to take a step back with the right foot. And then just for a moment, sit back, land on the knees, rest your palms on the thighs. Feel the difference between the right side to the left. And then we'll move through the opposite way. So just supporting your right knee. And then taking a big step forward with your left foot. And then deciding what to do with your blocks. You can have them forward. You might walk them a little bit further back. Ah, there's Sarah. Yay. Just a little bit late. So even in the most challenging situations in life, we have a personal power that it's ready and it's whole. To meet life's circumstances. So happy you're here, Sarah, even if you're late. And how can we cultivate our courage to have a bit more faith? Right? Faith in what we can't see. The ability to let go of uncertainty. Sometimes in moments of doubt, we just need a little reminding. So we started with opening through the hamstrings. We worked on making the quads a bit more receptive. Now we're just moving through the hip flexors. 2 more minutes on this side. And then we'll open through the back body. And then we'll practice Hanuman, which is either the half splits, or maybe dropping deeper into a fuller expression of the splits. I definitely will not be doing that. So I cannot do the splits. So there's no pressure at all. Just one more minute here. Nice, just give a few more breaths. And then just step your left knee back to meet your right. And again, taking a moment, sitting back on the heels. Take some deep breaths in and out. When you're ready, the next pose we're going to take is a Sphinx pose. So you're going to make your way all the way forward onto your navel. And then have your elbows resting underneath your shoulders. And we're going to give it 3 minutes total. So 1 minute, just like this. And then if you want to, you can maybe come deeper into the seal. So this whole idea of believing in our potential. This theme that Hanuman teaches us. I mean, it's something that I myself have struggled with so much in life. It's this imposter syndrome. It's this self-doubt. It's thinking that you're not good enough, you're not capable enough. And often it is our own self-doubt that holds us back from achieving our true potential. Right? It's sometimes not that we aren't capable, it's that we don't believe we are. If you want to stay on your elbows, stay on your elbows. And if you want to deepen it out, we're going to widen our palms and then press through the palms to lift up through our heart. This is your full seal. Give ourselves 2 minutes there. Just taking a few more rounds of breath where you are. And then for our rebound pose, we're just going to come directly down onto our elbows and just rest our forehead and let the spine realign. So in what way are you holding yourself back from your potential? How can a mindset shift help you propel forward? We're going to come up onto the palms and come all the way back to upright. For our last two poses, which are going to be our half Hanuman or Ardha Hanumanasana. So you can leave your left knee on the mat and then just step your right foot forward, just like we did earlier for our dragon. And we're going to do the same thing with our hands on our blocks. And then you might be comfortable just lengthening out the leg and hinging forward, knowing that we're going to be here for 3 minutes. I'm going to stretch myself a little bit deeper. I'm definitely not going into the full splits, but I'm going to lengthen my leg a little bit longer, but it is totally up to you. Remembering that the intention of yin is to push ourselves to a comfortable edge. Right? We're not trying to really overexert. We're not trying to pull ourselves into a really deep stretch. The goal is to come to your personal edge, which is just somewhere where you feel like you are stretching a little bit, but you're not causing pain. Just a little bit of discomfort is good. That's what you want, discomfort. And then you want to stay a while. So we stay in each pose for 3 to 5 minutes. And then the goal is to commit to stillness. So I'm not the perfect model of that because I'm over here scratching my nose and scratching my hair. But the idea is to avoid those little tendencies to itch or scratch or adjust. And see what you can learn from just being still. And everything that arises from that. Boredom, fear, discomfort, distraction, sadness, suffering, memories. Just be present with whatever there is to be present with. Just give it 10 more breaths. You got this. After your 10th breath, just lift all the way up. And then we'll take the right leg all the way back. And then again, come to land on your heels. Process that experience. Then we'll make our way up to the other side. So this time your right knee is back and your left leg comes forward. And then lengthen out through the left leg. Oh, sorry guys. My phone needs to be plugged in. It's not that my charger is broken anymore. Don't worry, I just didn't have it plugged in. There we go. So finding your comfortable edge, staying a while, committing to stillness. And I'm going to leave you for a bit of silence. Just knowing that I'll bring you back when the timing is up. Just 10 more breaths. After your 10th breath, lifting all the way up. Taking that left knee back. If you want to sit on the knees again one more time. And then just decide if there's any last kind of movements you want to take before Shavasana. Maybe you come down and do a little bit of a twist or a butterfly. Whatever suits you in this moment is all good. And then eventually you'll just bring your body into stillness. Letting go of effort, receiving ease. Letting go of movement, receiving stillness. And lean into this space and lean into this silence. Knowing that I will bring you back when the time is up. Please prepare me to be sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for fingers and your toes, a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice, sweet, and simple stretch through your spine. Sink your knees into your chest. Give your body a nice little hug. And then just make your way up to a cross-legged shape. Holding your palms at your heart center. And we close with an intention. It is an ancient intention, but it is perhaps the original intention. Passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. That our yoga practice remains steady. That our efforts remain continuous. And that our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, be free, and may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we'll finish with an Om. We're going to inhale and exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. So a big breath in, big breath out, big breath in. Thank you so much for joining, for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining.